Hello everybody, Shelly here, and I have Morphe palette. This came out, I think it's upside down. This came out in June, and this came out in support of the Trevor project. This is Live with Love. Kind of one of those Pride Month. It says make a statement on the back. At first I was like, okay, we've got a rainbow palette. Yay. Yay, that's not something I'll ever use. I don't use, I mean, it will on the rare random occasion. However, this one is a different rainbow palette. This one has a little bit, it's a little less saccharine, a little less Crayola crayon. It has some gorgeous colors in here. So I thought it would be fun to do 3 looks with this one palette. Today I'm gonna film my date night look, and then I'm gonna come back tomorrow and film my other 2 looks because I gotta go. I realized what time it was, and I realized that I needed to get ready for date night. Otherwise my husband's gonna be like, woman, what is going on? So let's play with some of these colors here and just put together a date night look, and then we'll put together maybe a couple fun daytime looks later on. The place we're going is a little nicer, and the dress I'm wearing is a little subdued, so I'm probably not gonna do too crazy, but I wanted to see if the formula of this Morphe palette was different than any other ones, and like I said, I absolutely fell in love with the colors. I thought the colors were actually really pretty. So let's grab a brush here. I don't even know what I'm gonna do yet. I know what I wanna do. I did film earlier, so I've got kind of like the dregs of the last makeup on here, but that's often how I do my makeup when it's date night, is I already had something on earlier. I'm gonna put a little painterly pot on here to start with. Okay, eyelids are primed, several different blush going on, but we're not gonna tell anybody because nobody's gonna pay attention. Okay, I'm gonna use this neutral shade in here called Spread Kindness. Spread Kindness is gonna be my transition shade. Should I move you guys in a little bit, or are we doing okay? Okay, that's actually just a really good sort of nude color for me. I wanted to go a little bit, you know, neutral, nude, tame up top because I'm gonna build an intensity with the colors. I normally do, you know, dark to light because I try to open up my close set hooded eyes, but I think today we're gonna try something a little different here. So I'm actually gonna take this purple here called Show Compassion. I got the same brush. I'm just gonna stipple in a little bit, and I'm gonna start at the bottom, but I'm gonna work up because I want to diffuse the color up a little bit, and just the barest amount got me actually really good saturation, and it is not patchy, it's not skipping. I think with the darker, especially the dark matte purples, sometimes the formula is really hard to get right, or you just sort of expect that you're going to get transfer, you're going to expect that there's going to be skipping, and this one doesn't really seem to be giving me any grief at all. Okay, pretty color. I'm going to pick up this dark purple shimmer down here called Empower. It's gonna go, okay, I'm not getting much of anything on this. These colors look so bold and vibrant in the pan, and they're going on a little more softer than I painted. I feel like this shimmer might be really good on a damp brush. Okay, that's actually kind of pretty. I'm actually gonna take this navy blue right here called Stand Up. I absolutely love blue eyeshadow, or blue liner, blue eyeshadow against brown eyes. Okay. And then I'm going to go in with a pink in this row called Act with Love. I didn't, I didn't stay entirely to the same row, but mostly just kind of going down that same row because the dress I'm wearing tonight has a little bit of lavender in it. Fun to play into those pinks. And let me do the other eye and get some mascara, and I'll be right back. I think I've got both on there, matching it pretty well. It's not a traditional, typical monochromatic look like I would normally do. It's actually kind of a little bit different. It's not a full-on purple look. We've got the pinks that gradiate into the purples, which gradiate into the navy blues. I had to try to get more of a pink blush going on because my blush was looking rather orange, and I don't know that I succeeded. I might have to try a different blush here, but I think I'm almost ready to change my clothes, get ready for a nice dinner at a winery that we absolutely adore. So we're heading off to dinner, and I'll come back in just a moment with 2 other kind of fun looks using this Live with Love palette. This is the Trevor Project is a fantastic organization. It really takes into consideration the mental health of young adults, teens that are going through some confusing times in their life. I don't know how else to say it. Trying to find their place, trying to fit in. This whole rainbow palette, initially I was like, I don't need a rainbow palette. I feel like I've got so many colors so many palettes that have primary colors in it that I just don't ever reach for. But some of these colors are very, very interesting. Very much a different shift of this green, gold, this kind of turquoise blue, this sparkly black, the navy. I mean, there's just so many beautiful colors in here. When I saw it, I'm like, okay, that green right there, that got me. That one's called Do Good. There you have it. If that's not your life lesson for today, I don't know what is. Okay guys, I'll be right back with my next look. I don't know how this is gonna work. So many, when I look at these, so many of these look like they would be good pairs. So you get so many options with a palette this size. This is not their biggest palette, but I feel like the pan size is good. The color range is fantastic. I don't know. The only thing I would say is you've got, you know, two shimmers here, like kind of a champagne one, a little bit darker, more of a tan colored shimmer, and then you've got a gold shimmer. I probably could have used, and then, you know, as far as the neutral mattes go, you've got this tan, and then this kind of like almost like a milk chocolate, and this one kind of like a reddish brown, and then like an even deeper reddish brown. Those are like your browns. I could have used maybe more of a neutral tone taupe, just for me personally. I would have probably thrown in, maybe gotten rid of one of these two because they're very, very similar shades, and maybe replaced it with like a taupe as a transition shade. That's the only thing that I could say that I would do differently. Otherwise, I feel like it's a fairly consistent Morphe quality. Let's do something with the warmer shades for right now. Escutcheon. Right. I think that's close enough. Hopefully we can see here. I think I'm gonna start with this shade called Hope. I didn't use that before. I think these shades are very, very pigmented. I did have some eyelid primer on initially, and then I didn't like the direction with the way my makeup was going, so I took it off, started over again, and we're just gonna apply these to bare lids just to see how they perform almost as a softer wash of color. This one still has the eyelid primer on it, so when I do another look over here, get the effect with the primer. And I'm just keep going back into that tan shade called Hope. Pretty darn normal. Okay, I need a smaller brush to go in with some of these deeper colors here. I'm going to take this shade right here, which is called Be Heard. So you guys should check out the Trevor project if you haven't already, to sort of build awareness. I do have a newsletter that comes out, and if I recall, a lot of it is on mental health for young adults and teens. I'm not sponsored, affiliated, endorsed. I get nothing in PR. Nothing's changed. Nothing has changed with that. Okay. That color I felt like got slightly bit patchy, but it's not horrible. And I just wanted to kind of get that little gradient going there. I'm going to take this kind of burgundy, plummy burgundy shimmer called Speak Out. And I'm putting Speak here. Pick up very well with a dry brush. I mean, I'm getting some. It's not super saturated. Part of that could be the lack of eyelid primer. I'm going to go ahead and wet my brush. This Milani Make It Last setting spray. This stuff comes out so aggressively. If you're new here, hi. I couldn't bear myself to throw it away when I can use it. It seemed to get me a little bit more. You know what? I'm gonna pick some up with my finger too. You know, it's funny. The shade looked darker in the pan, and I was worried that it would be too dark on my eye, but now I feel like it's actually it's a lot more softer than I thought it was going to be. I really want to go in with this pink called Act With Love, and I'm just going to flip that same brush over and pick it up on the other side since it's already kind of damp. I think that's relatively wearable. All right, flat, firm brush. I know it's hard to see. And go in with the darkest brown in here called Unify. That's gonna be like a liner. This one does seem to have quite a bit of kick up, and for fun, drag it down here. I'm gonna go back in with that pink shade that I used in my crease called Be Heard here. A little bit of a clean brush and a little bit diffused. It does need mascara, but let's move it to the other eye. There's so many things I want to do with this that I normally don't do. All right, I'm going to take this kind of martini olive green here. Strive, quite a bit of kick up this shade. And that is on that eyelid primer, but it seems like it's sheared out very well. I almost want to build it up a little bit more. All right, I think that's okay. I'm going to do all these clashy colors, but I know I shouldn't. I think I'm going to do Go Forward, which is kind of teal color down here, super dark teal color. I feel like those two colors blended together made a really kind of pretty unexpected shade. Kind of a little bit more on the green side. I've got to get into this dark green right here. Do Good. I feel like that shade is just smoky, grungy, and so pretty. Kind of a flat shader brush. I'm going to go into that gold here corner. One of the things we like to do on this channel is come up with looks that ladies of a certain age would actually leave the house in. And this darker look right here might be tough to pull out in daylight, but I think would actually be really fun for date night. Spark Ideas, which is this lighter shimmer up here. Lighter. In fact, you know what? I normally don't highlight my brow bone. Okay, now do you need one more? I'm gonna go into this yellow shade right here, which is it's not really coming across as bold as it is in person. My viewfinder makes it look a little muddy or a little more mustardy, but in real life, it's very, very primary yellow with maybe a little hint of orange right there. Okay, let me do a little cleanup and put on some mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, back with mascara. What did I use? I used the Maybelline Lash Sensation Sky High mascara. I like this mascara. The tip is very flexible, so if you're not used to something that kind of pushes your eyelashes around, then be forewarned. I don't know that I love it more than the Too Faced Better Than Sex, but it's a solid mascara. I didn't put on any additional eyeliner. It just felt like I didn't really need it. I mean, sometimes you put on eyeliner and then it ends up being heavier and more dense, and which can make your eyes look smaller, and I definitely don't need that. This is very much a date night grungy green goddess kind of look. I love it. This one is more kind of everyday, approachable, wearable, fun, summertime, maybe even summertime date night, in my opinion. Anyway, that's it for these two looks. Morphe Live With Love palette, again, Trevor Project collaboration. Check out the organization. Again, I'm not sponsored. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, but I did look into it. I did sign up for the newsletter. And it's got some good resources and good information. So there's that. You guys, I hope you guys are doing really well. I hope you're staying cool. I hope this gives you some encouragement with eyeshadows, with these colorful palettes. Sometimes they can be overwhelming because there's so many choices. But then sometimes when you look at it, you go, okay, wait, I could do an all over the lid with that and a little pop of that. Or I could do all over the lid with that yellow and maybe a little bit of orange. Like they're just... The pairs in here, I think, are really, really pretty. I think there's a lot of things you can do with this palette that's not your crazy primary colors. Okay, you guys, I hope you guys are doing really well. Feel free to subscribe. I would love it if you guys subscribed. I feel like I kind of got off track a little bit. I had a pretty good roll with some subscribers, and then I lost a few, and I don't know why. I'm sad. Nobody tells you why they're leaving you. They just ghost you. So there's that. All right, you guys. I hope you guys are doing really well, and until my next video, bye for now.